Right back at you. LSOTB. LSOTB. First one in the room. Congratulations. But yeah, you see the title of today's live stream. The title is Selfish Society. This was unannounced. Selfish Society. Yeah. 10 people in the house. Let's begin. Wanna give a shout out?
No.
Huh?
No.
10 people in the house. Let me get situated. Let me start out by saying that nobody gives a fuck. As simple as that. And the only reason why people may seem like they care is because everything on this planet is connected by emotions. Emotions is what connects people. Okay? Now, the only reason why somebody may seem like they care about you is because it's just like if somebody's on a skateboard, right? And you see somebody on a skateboard and they fall down and scrape their elbow or something. The only reason why somebody may seem like they care about you is because they feel your pain. Not like they really feel your pain, but because they say to themselves, this person is a human. Don't go, hey, don't go too far. Don't go past that stop sign. Because they may, all right, say if you fell off a ladder, right? And if you broke your arm, right? If somebody saw you fall, right? You know what would happen? They would say, oh, are you okay? Hold up, somebody passed. Yeah, that's true what you just said. It is collapsing. One second. All right, sound check. If somebody seen you, if you saw somebody fall off a ladder, right? And if they hurt themselves, you would go, most likely you would go, oh man, are you okay? The reason why you would do that is because your emotions felt the pain. You didn't actually feel their pain, but because you could imagine yourself falling off a ladder and breaking your leg or something, that is what we call compassion. So the compassion is not unconditional. You only think people have this compassion because they may say, oh, are you okay? But they only doing that because they imagine themselves getting hurt through seeing you get hurt. You see what I'm saying? So it's not unconditional. Okay? They only it only appears like people care because people, because of the illusion of same, makes you think that because this person is like me, he has two arms, two legs, that means if I were to fall and scrape my knee, that this person feels compassion for me because I would feel compassion for him. But you are forgetting that the link to that compassion lies in the fact that you only have compassion because you imagine how it feels to get an injury, like scraping your knee on concrete. So it's not that you really care about the person, you are only basing it upon if I were to scrape my knee, I would feel like I was having pain. You see? So, because of that, your so called compassion is based upon selfishness because you feel like I would be hurting if it happened to me. So, I know this person is hurting. But you only responding to the person being hurt because, again, you are basing it upon if I felt the pain he just felt, I would want somebody to help me. Notice the last part I said. If I felt the pain he felt, I would want somebody to help me. So the compassion is based upon who? You, me. I would want somebody to help me. So it's not an unconditional reason. It's all because you say to yourself, I would want somebody to help me. So that shows that even the so-called compassion in this world is based upon you feeling like there is a need to do something because in a situation where you see somebody else feeling pain, you say to yourself, I would want somebody to do that for me if I was in that situation. Now, I'm not saying that that's a wrong feeling to have. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is, what I'm telling you is, just like I've said before, love in this world is not unconditional. It's based upon, yes, somebody just said it. Somebody said it. I like the comment you just made. That explained everything I'm saying. Self-centered empathy. That's right. Paran Paranerdis. That's he just put in a nutshell. That just rejuvenated me to get up and finish walking. That's exactly what I'm saying. It's self-centered empathy. So it's not unconditional. It's not unconditional. It's self-centered empathy, like he just said. So when you can grasp that understanding, it'll let you know that we live in a selfish society. Okay? Because we live in a society where there are a whole lot of creatures. There are plenty of creatures on this planet. Okay? Nobody has empathy, sympathy for a bug. If you see a bug getting squashed, you're not going to look at it the same. You're not going to be like, "Oh, I feel so bad for that roach that I stomped on." You're not going to feel like that because you don't see yourself as a roach. So therefore, you have no need to have. Now, everything I'm saying, I'm getting to a point that I'm driving home and it's going to relate to this whole HPB realm thing. Just stay on the train, okay? You're not gonna feel any type of sympathy for that roach because you don't see yourself as a roach. So you're not gonna be like feeling the same way as if you saw another human being fall from a skateboard, okay? Now, within everything that I'm saying, I'm not saying that compassion is not a good thing, because who wouldn't want someone to help them out in their time of need? I'm just showing you that it's not unconditional. Everything in this world is based upon a selfish condition or a selfish reason that makes one react to help out another. That's all I'm saying. Now, there are levels and degrees within what I'm saying as it relates to the HPB realm, because everything we talk about on this channel, it has to tie in with what this channel is based upon, which is human prison bar information. That's what I deal with. Okay, so what I'm saying is, once you get that understanding, it makes it even more easier for you to understand why HPBs can treat you the way that they treat you, because they don't see you like they see themselves. That's why they could give a care less about what you go through mentally or physically. Okay? Even if an ambulance would come and help you, if you were to, God forbid, be in a car accident or something, the people that's coming to help you, they just performing a job. They trained to do that. Okay? And like we explained in the other videos, they only want to keep us alive if it benefits them. Don't ever think they trying to find a vaccine for corona for the benefit of the people because they love you. It's not because of that. Everything in this world is based upon a slave and slave master relationship when it pertains to the government and the people. It's not because they love you from the heart. It has nothing to do with that. It's based upon what they can do for me and how I can use them to boost my ego. Because everything in this world is based upon egotism. That's what drives people to do what they do. Okay? So the leaders of this world, they create a world where there is always slaves for them to rule over. Because without slaves, an evil person, he needs his upliftment to come from feeling like he's better than somebody else. The slave is the ego boost to the slave master. Okay? But a good person, he doesn't need to enslave anybody. He don't need to create a system of caste, lower caste, middle class, upper class. He don't need to do that to make himself feel rich. Okay? The person that has a soul, they feel rich based upon the wealth of knowledge that they have. And that wealth of knowledge that they have tells them that I don't need to build myself up with materialistic things. I don't need to create a world based upon this artificial money system. It's like this. If we, like a person like me, if I could convert my knowledge to wealth, to material wealth, I'll be the richest person in the world. And that's how you should feel. You should say to yourself, if I could convert, because you know wisdom and knowledge is wealth, is spiritual wealth. So we who have souls, we are really the billionaires on the planet. Just imagine if you could convert your spiritual wealth to money, you will be a billionaire. A billionaire. Think about it. You see? So it's all about how you it's all about how you one sec. One sec. It's all about how you view things, you know? What do you put your value into as far as building your self-esteem? Do you people walking by and it's kind of making me y'all give me 1 second. I don't like talking in front of the motherfuckers. All right, back to what I was saying. Now, let me get back to what I was saying. People with a soul, see, we have wealth, spiritual wealth in the spiritual realm, which makes us be billionaires. So we should never worry about having lack in this world, because only thing we got to do is convert. It's the law of spiritual conversion. When you convert your spiritual wealth, your knowledge, your wisdom, and just turn it into material wealth. That's alchemy. That's a form of mental alchemy. You see? But for the evil people who run this world, they don't look at it like that. They look at material things over spiritual things. And that's the bottom line to the us versus them. It's a war between spiritual versus physical. You know, the human prison bar is a materialistic realm where it gives no room for spiritual expansion. It's made to suppress your spiritual expansion. Your spirituality in their world is not beneficial to what they are doing. You see? So when it appears like they are trying to be sympathetic to people suffering from corona or any type of social injustice or poverty, they're not doing it because they care. It's because it's benefiting them at the end of the day. They love to see people lacking and not having, because as long as you are sick and weak, that makes them feel powerful. You see, you got to call upon them for help. And that's why this world is created and based upon this money system, because it disconnects you from the natural world and it makes you have to depend upon your job, and depending upon your job makes you have to adapt to the job workforce. Certain things you can't say, certain ways you can't act, certain attitudes you can't express, and that's the makings of the human prison bar realm. Okay, so it's not based upon goodness and mercy. It's based upon social selfishness. It may appear like there are some good people, but all I'm saying is everything that you see is based on a condition. It's not unconditional, which means everybody is selfish. So that's why it's a selfish society. And a lot of time people do things that appears like it's good because they feel like they're going to get some type of reward. Like if it wasn't for religion, a lot of people would be like, nah, fuck you. I ain't got to do that because it doesn't determine if I go to heaven or hell. If I treat you good or treat you bad, it doesn't determine if I go to heaven or hell. So if it wasn't for religion, a lot of people who do the so-called good that you think they doing, they wouldn't even do that little bit. So everything in this world is conditional. It's based on a condition. And in a conditional universe, how can anything be truly righteous? In a conditional based universe, how can anything be truly righteous? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm not surprised when I turn on the television and I see a news report about somebody went into a building and shot up 20 people. I don't be surprised over that because I understand where we live at, number one, and I understand that human beings are capable of being violent. I mean, humans are violent. We just as violent as walking out in the middle of Africa on the grasslands and out of nowhere a lion just jumps on your back. The same way you can be walking down the street at night and somebody jump from the alley with a gun talking about give me everything you got. They trying to survive just like the lion jumps on your back because it's just trying to survive. It's just trying to eat. You get what I'm saying? So it shouldn't come to no surprise why we have wicked governments because everybody is trying to get a come up on the back of somebody else. Okay? And some people will even use good deeds to deceive you. They'll tell you something to win your trust like the government does. When you see politicians and they be signing documents and you be like, oh yeah, that's good for the country, right? They setting you up because they winning your trust so they can get over on you. So when they getting over on you, you're not even thinking about it because they won your trust over when they gave you a stimulus check. Oh, we live in a good country. Oh, and while you celebrating over that, they creating their next move for when the coronavirus quarantine is lifted. So you see they play God and the devil at the same time. You get what I'm saying? They play God and the devil at the same time. So I'm just doing this live stream because it needs to be said. Like, you have to keep that in mind that you live in a selfish society where nobody cares about nobody, literally. And that's why I always say, even me, I don't care about you. I only care about the information because I know, and when I say I only care about the information, because the information is what frees you out of the human prison ball realm. So when I'm speaking to one of you, I'm speaking to you based upon the information. I don't care about your hobbies and all that other stuff. It's good to get to know a person. It's good to get to know a person, but if my getting to know you is not going to help me escape the human prison ball realm, then that relationship is a dead relationship. Let's just lay that out flat. Whenever you saying you getting to know somebody, you got to say to yourself, is this person speaking the information that can enlighten me to escape the human prison bar realm? That's what you got to ask yourself. That determines if a person is worthy or not. And that goes for anybody in life. What I just said. So on this channel, this information is about helping you escape. This is all about you. You hearing my voice right now, but what I'm saying, this is you. What did we say the last time? Birth and death is the only reality. Because those two moments speaks volumes. Okay? Birth and death, those two moments speaks volumes. Because it shows you that you are born alone and you die alone. So that's showing you that solitude is the ultimate destiny. It's the ultimate reality. And everything in between the time you was born and the time you die is basically a diversion to keep you away from the fact that one day you will return to solitude, solitary confinement, confined to your own self. You see what I'm saying? So life in general is just really a break time where you don't think about being by yourself. When you're around other people, they only people are just distractions from the fact that you are really by yourself at all times. You're really by yourself. Okay? Because you live in your consciousness. So the human prison bar realm is there to stifle your consciousness. You get what I'm saying? So you'll be like, your emotions will be affected by other people. See, what the human prison bar system does, it interferes with your self-image of yourself. So you will be looking in the mirror, never thinking you're good enough based upon what you see other people around you doing. And that's what this world is really comprised of. People doubting who they are because of people around them. What they think about me. You know, did I say the right thing? Like I gave the example the other day that if you lived in this world by yourself and you had never been introduced to anybody else, you would have no need for an ego. You would never doubt yourself because you would be everything that you ever knew. Your consciousness would never tell you that you're not good enough because you would have never been introduced to competition from other people. You see? So in that type of situation, that would be like a perfect life. But in this world, where you are surrounded by people constantly showing you something different than yourself, it makes you start to question yourself and to doubt yourself. And this information on this channel is here to remind you that you shouldn't worry about that. You shouldn't worry about that. The only thing you should be focused on is staying true to yourself and not selling out. What is selling out? When you allow people around you to make you trade in your spiritual understanding, which makes you who you are, for something materialistic. And you forget about who you are, and then you conform to their ways, and you lose sight of yourself for material gain. That's what selling out is. So this channel is basically to safeguard you from, going outside of the information. I don't even say going down the wrong path. just going outside of the information that will prevent you from staying free from this human prison ball realm. That's all I'm saying. So everything is selfish out here. So you may as well get used to the solitude. Um, you know, the escape comes in effect when you are at peace with your emotions and understanding that emotions are not reality. They just fluctuate. Like I came back from the laundromat yesterday, right? And I thought I had lost one of my socks because I was putting my sock pairs together. All right. Don't you know that I had got upset because I had thought I had lost one of my socks, and while I was looking for the other sock, it was sitting right in my hand. But I had got so caught up in feeling like I had lost something that I lost scope of reality. The reality was I never lost anything, but my emotions didn't tell me that. It made me think that another reality existed, and it had my body and everything acting out as if that other reality was real, when in actuality I hadn't lost anything. And then when I realized that, I was like, oh wow, I didn't lose anything. I never lost anything. So the human prison bar realm is the same way. They'll have you thinking like you losing out on something, when in reality that's just your emotions being caught up in their world. But when you look at things from a spiritual sense, you will realize that their world their world doesn't exist, and it's nothing that you lost. It's you're not losing anything by not being accepted by people. Them same people you trying to be accepted by and all of that, those people gonna be dead one day. How dumb will one feel viewing the casket of a person who they once was trying to live up to their expectation? Can you imagine that? Like, the person you are so called trying to be all this and that for. Imagine you at that person's funeral looking at them in the casket. How you gonna feel then? You're gonna be like, damn, this the person I was just changing myself for, and this person is in the casket now, dead. Ultimately, that could happen to everybody in this world. What if you wake up one morning and everybody is just dead? You're the only person. You're gonna be like, damn, everything I was living for, which is living in the eyes of other people, all of them died. So in reality, that means you died when they died. When you living in the eyes of somebody else, when they feeling bad, you feeling bad. However they feel is going to affect you, because you don't even have your own life. You living for somebody else. Y'all get what I'm saying? It's like you'll be living for somebody else. So when they change their perspective of what is good, then guess what? You're gonna have to change up, and you'll never stop changing up. Because one thing about the human prison ball realm, it never makes a agreement about anything. It's always going to change. It's never going to make a stop where it's going to be satisfied. How many people remember I spoke about that? This thing, the nature of the human prison ball realm is to never be satisfied. It cannot be satisfied. It's just like your body. You can eat, but you're always going to get hungry again. Your belly can never be satisfied. So the human prison ball realm is the same way. You can never do enough to satisfy a wicked person. You can't satisfy the devil. A wicked person Wicked people make up the wicked system. So the same way you can't satisfy the devil, a wicked person, you can't satisfy this wicked system. They're always going to have a new requirement because that's how it's built, because it's designed to keep you coming back. If they sold you a light bulb that never expired, then guess what? The light bulb company, they would stop making money if they sold eternal light bulbs. Okay? So that's why this HPB system is never going to give you the truth that can free you, because they want to keep you coming back. They don't want to satisfy you. So in a situation like that, you may as well jump off the treadmill. You may as well just leave it behind. That's all I'm saying. Just jump off the treadmill, leave it behind, because you can't satisfy it. You can't. Just like you can't satisfy having sex with a whore. She's had sex with so many men. Nothing you can do in the bedroom is going to satisfy her. You can't. You're going to kill yourself. You'll kill yourself. And the HPB realm is the same exact way. You can never be satisfied no matter what you do. You're good enough in their eyes. It's the worst. You know how somebody say that's the best you can do? To them, it's like, that's the worst you can do? Your best is the worst. You know what I'm saying? So that's the message for today. Understand that this is a selfish society. The information is to help free you. At the end of the day, it's all about you at the end of the day. Because everybody has their own will. Anybody can turn on you at any moment. And that's why this information is so important, because it'll keep you from feeling like it's hopeless. You see, it'll keep you from feeling hopeless about the situation. Go ahead and accept the situation, and then you'll stop feeling hopeless about the situation. As simple as that. This life is about adjusting to things, and that's the only way you get over the hump, by just, accepting it and moving forward. That's all you can do. And even me, like, I'm prepared to die at any moment. You know why? Because I don't fear death. Because I know that death is not the end of the road. And I know that it's more to it than this. This is just the beginning of the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding. The road does not end here in this world. Okay? So I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid of being alone. Because look, to me, being alone, that's just time on my hands to think about stuff and to meditate and to write a book and to do things like that. It's no such thing as being alone when you can use that time wisely. You see? Somebody wrote something about a vaccinate. This is a vaccination. What you're listening to right now is cleaning out your system, vaccinating you from the bullshit that you've been hearing all of your life. This is exactly what this is. This is a vaccination. Let's go to the live chat. What we got in the house? I like to shout people out. I see the real ones, See, this is what you got to understand. All of our energy is connected to the same outlet. We plugged in this thing together. All of our energy is connected to the same outlet. We know each other based upon the information. It's not a personal knowing. It's deeper than that. It's a spiritual knowing. The Jaguar thing is about being connected to the information. You can be a Jaguar in your city where you live at right now. You know? When you see another Jaguar, you will know it instantly. And that's another topic I got to do. I think I'll do that tomorrow. I might do it tomorrow. Another live stream, really going into what is a Jaguar. I mean, really getting deep into it. Because I don't think I've ever did that. But I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to go in depth on what it means to really be a Jaguar. I think that'll be a real good live stream to do. Going in depth. Let's see what we got in the house. We got, I like to shout out Dragon Ball Z, Joe Dog, what up, Jax? The Universe, what up, Jax? King Truly, Loner, Invisible Compass, what up, Jack? You see my finger, I'm scrolling up. Ben Travels, what's good? Soul Sells, but not for sale. I like that. What up, Jack? I like that name. Stellar Lane. Who else we got in the house? That's right, EC Productions. Everything is atoms, neutrons, protons, and electrons. That is so true. That's so true. Dragon Ball Z, Blind Assassin was good. I think I'll read about 3 interesting messages. Dragon Ball Z says, okay, people, you heard it. Stay in the information. It's all about you to make it out of the system. That's right. He's affirming what I said. Dragon Ball Z, no, he said, all right, let's go to the questions. You've been here for a while. You understand how everything goes down. Ben Travel says married men look old for their age. Yes, because they be stressed out. Ben Travel says you are never free in the land of HPB. Yep, that's true. Only free up here. Bust a nut, but never have kids. That's what's up. Well, the thing about having kids is every 100 years, everybody on this earth is replaced. So having kids is just replacing the inmate. So it's just like the prison industrial complex. It's like a revolving door. They keep prisoners coming back and coming in. That's how they keep their business open. You see? So having kids, you're just replacing someone who was previously alive. So you just replace them. It's like the system doesn't die. The HPB system doesn't die. It's like just because a new kid is born into the world, it don't mean the seasons are going to change. It's still going to be winter, spring, summer, and fall because that's just how it is. So people born into this world, they're not changing anything because there's so many artificial HPBs that are created to be the human prison bars themselves who are going to, it's always going to be more of them than us, basically what I'm saying. I don't have to go into a whole diatribe about that because all you got to do is go back to that video I did about not having kids. So you got to go through the timeline of the videos and go check it out. Yep. This is fun. This is fun. You take psychedelics. No, because I am drugs. I am a drug. If you can talk to somebody and change their mind, then you are a drug. Because that's all a drug does. It alters the waves in your brain. So by listening to me, and you yourself can be a brain altering substance to somebody else. Because just like the other Jag said, everything is atoms, protons, neutrons, and electrons. The same goes for drugs. You yourself are nothing but a composition of matter, chemicals, atoms, protons, neutrons, and electrons, just like the drugs that you are smoking. So you can affect someone's brain waves and alter the way they think, thereby you would be a drug. So me, I don't use drugs. I am drugs. I don't have to put into my body what I'm already made of, you know? I am psychedelics. Um, Joe Dog says, you are saying your emotions can make you feel all types of ways about this world, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we all die alone. That's what I was saying. Like, you affirming what I was saying. Like the reality is birth and death. Everything in between birth and death is a distraction to the fact you will go back to that lonely state, to that to the time before the great falling away, the darkness. You see? Now, that's a fact. You know, just like the day itself, like in the morning time, you laying in the bed and you end your day laying in the bed. So you can even see it throughout your 24 hours. Everything between 12 a.m. to 12 p.m., it leads back to the bed, laying down. Even life itself leads back to laying down. You laying down with a woman, having sex, which leads back to the child being born and laid down. Like they say, laid to rest. Laid to rest, like in the sense of a funeral, put 6 feet under, and laid to rest in the bed at night. So everything leads back to that singularity, to that 0 point of singularity. Just like a black hole. You fall into a black hole and you end up in the point of singularity. Life is the same way. Only thing that people be worrying about is, what worry comes from? People basically be saying to themselves, I'm worried because I'm thinking, am I worth shit or not? Simple as that. Am I going to die not being shit and people not going to think about me like I was shit? Or am I going to die and everybody going to remember my life like Kobe Bryant when he died? 9 times out of 10, no, they not. That's just the fact of the matter. And you're not going to be the only one who was born and after you died, you just disappeared in the pages of history and nobody never brought your name back up. I mean, that's just the reality of it. Most people will be born and you die. Everybody not going to get a grand going away like Kobe Bryant. You're not. That's just the reality of it. And I think that's what people be worried about, and so much trying to be in the hustle and grind. I got to get this money. I got to do this by the time I'm this age. it don't matter really, but I'm not saying that you shouldn't. See, I exist to persist. Exist to persist. What that means is I stay persistent. That's all you can do when you exist. You just got to keep persisting. But your persistence should be towards learning the right understanding to heaven. When you do that, your life was not in vain. When you search for the truth, your life was not in vain. Everything else is just vanity. All other information outside of this information is vain information. Okay? Who else we got in the house? Solitude leads to success. That's what somebody said. We are all evil. Richard Ramirez. That's something to think about. I think everybody has. I'm not going to say we are all evil. I would say everybody is capable of being evil. Every human is capable of being evil, just like every human is capable of doing some good, even an HPB. Let's just be real. Somebody wrote, science has never proven an atom. It's a con pushed by atomism philosophy, just like evolution is a con. Said nobody has ever proven an atom. But when we say atom, we mean the small building blocks of life. That's all the atom is. The small building blocks of life. Okay? You yourself, the person who said that, you are an atom in comparison to the universe. You would be the size of an atom. You got life in you. You got consciousness. You exist based upon the energy that you consume. So everything is an atom. When you look at it that way, we are all the same size when you compare everything to the universe. Because if a man is this big and a man is that big and a man is that big, compared to the infinite universe that never stops expanding, everybody from a distance separated from each other would disappear into the blackness. And everybody compared to the universe would be the same size. You would be like a grain of sand, not even that big. When you compare everything to infinite space, you are forever infinite small. And the space is forever infinite expanding. You see, so size only matters when you are sizing yourself up to the next person. But when everybody size themselves up to the universe, everybody is the same size. Because the universe never stops expanding. Wrap your mind around what I just said. Everybody is the same size compared to the universe. Small as small can be. Because the universe is ever expanding. All right, Jags, I'm about to end this right here. Hope y'all enjoyed it. This will be up in about 20 minutes for your viewing pleasure. And we're going to go in the next live stream. We're going to go in about what we're going to go in depth on what is a Jaguar. I mean, we're going to go in depth like we never have before. because we're going to break all of that down. We're going to do about an hour going into what is it that makes a Jaguar really, really a Jaguar. And that's what we'll discuss our next live stream. This will be up in about 20 minutes or however long it takes to upload. So until we do this again, this is Left Side of Brain signing out. Jaguars up. And yeah, hit the likes button, hit the subscribe button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. This is Jaguars up. Left Side of Brain signing out.